Hello and welcome to another edition of The Hard Way. In today's video I want to discuss storage because this is going to be critical to a family going overland for such a long period of time. I know that there are storage solutions out there that could pretty much suit us, but I'm thinking about the long run, really. It's important that we get this right the first time, right? Because we need to use all the available space that is going to be available in the rear of the car, right? We are taking a four-wheel drive car. We need as much space as possible. Sorry, we need as much. We need to use as much of the space as possible. I know that there's going to be critical pieces of machinery and components and circuitry in the back. We're planning on putting the water tank in the rear somewhere, more closer towards the rear seats, right? So here's the back. It's going to be closer towards the rear seats. We're going to have the circuitry in the same place. I know you guys might think that's a bit dangerous. You've got water there. Well, the reality is that the water that's going to be in that tank is going to absorb a lot of the heat. Therefore, it's going to keep a lot of the circuitry a little cooler than what it would have been if there was no water there. So that's what we have there. Sorry, someone's just came in the door, so I feel a little disturbed. So yeah, I'm going to have to think about that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the water tank in the same place as the circuitry, the boards for the the electricity, the electricals. Doesn't sound like a great idea anyway. So, but I do need to make sure that the water is somewhere towards the center of gravity in the car and as low as possible in the car as well. The one thing I will think about is the car that we're going to have is more than likely going to have a third row of seats, right? So we're thinking of using a storage system, developing some sort of storage system that we can remove when we don't need the shelves and everything else inside there. So we're going to be driving long distance, and at some point I know this is going to happen because I know my mother-in-law, she's going to be coming to meet us somewhere, possibly in Windhoek, probably Joburg, Cape Town, perhaps even Tanzania, but she's been to Tanzania, I think. No, she hasn't been to Tanzania. She's going to be meeting us around there at some point. And I'm thinking we are going to need a car. And I think it's better if we have the ability to convert this car from the portable home in which we are going to be creating, with the rooftop tent and this rear storage system and all the awnings and stuff, just being able to take those off for a couple of weeks and store them, safely store them, so we're not driving around the place with all this gear on the car, killing fuel, bringing more wear and tear to the components of the engine because your car is a little bit heavier. Just thinking ahead slightly here. I think it would be better if we could convert the car. Oh my goodness, sorry. Just got another message. Yeah, so that's, oh my God. I'm really put off. I've just come from a very nice bike ride with my little one and the wife, with the whole family. So it's been a really beautiful day out here today. So it's starting to get me, it's giving me the feelings for summer. and the summertime is going to be, you know, I hope the last summer that I'm going to have here in Europe for quite some time. So, yeah, so really looking forward to things. Where was I? Sorry, I keep getting put off. So, yeah, using all the space in the back of the car, having the storage solution removable. So, what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to build a drawer system. Drawers. So I'm going to have a 60, I'm thinking 60 litre fridge. And then on the side of that, 2 other drawers that will be for the table, you know, the convertible table and the convertible, foldable table, convertible, and the drawers as well for the kitchenette. So we have our cooking space. Yeah, that is going to be our cooking space, our food storage. Boom. That's what that's going to be used for. And then on top of that, we need drawers for the kids and for my partner as well, for my wife. She's going to need some drawers. She's going to need that. So, you know, I'm thinking to myself, how's this all going to be done? Right. And the one thing we don't want to do is we don't want to store anything inside the car that we are going to use outside of the car. Do you understand? So things that we know we need to keep clean, things about, you know, hygiene products that are going to be touching our bodies, that we're going to be consuming, that type of stuff. Food, the kitchenette, our clothing, you know, those types of things. That's what the storage is going to be made for primarily, right? So it's important that we get this right. Because we want that in the car. Now we're thinking about the outside of the car. Now this is like, this changes things a bit, because I didn't want to store a lot of things on the outside of the car. And it is because we're going through countries where if you do drive with your car and you have some nice fancy gear on the outside and you're showing it off to everybody, people, it's like you're like a walking billboard, you know, for thieves, opportunists, I should call them. Yeah, they are there, they exist, they will take stuff out off your car, you know. So I'm thinking about how we're going to store all that. And the idea that I'm having is having some form of, what you call it, it's like, do you know God, I keep forgetting the name of this thing. The hitch. We call it the hitch here in Europe. What you hook your trailer onto, yeah? So you can buy storage solutions for the back of your car, you know, that you can put onto the hitch. You hook it up to the hitch and it locks onto the car, and it's going to be slim. It's only going to be sort of this width coming out of the back of the car. So it's not going to look ridiculous, but I want it covering the majority of the back of the car, and it's going to be sort of, so you can open it up, you know, like a door, boom, so you've got your storage right there still. Sometimes you can get double ones, but those are really expensive, and I'm not planning to get anything that expensive. I want to just an off-the-shelf solution that I can buy and boom, slam on the car. That's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. So that's that. That I think we're going to keep. If we do take portable solar equipment, it's going to be in there. You know, stuff that's going to get us out of trouble. You know, pull ropes, shovels, that type of stuff. We can keep in that part, that section of the car. Right, everything that we're going to use in the car, tools as well, I'm going to keep in there in a secure steel lockbox on the back of the car. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do for that. And then on the top of the car, right, we're going to have the rooftop tent. Now, I want this rooftop tent to be as slimline as possible. So if I want to put the car in a container, I don't need to take the rooftop tent off. Now, I don't know how thick I want it to be, because the reality is it would be nice to be able to store something on the top of that car. On the top of, I mean, it's already going to have solar panels. We're planning on 300 watt solar panels. That's a story for another day, though. But that's what we plan to do for the panels. And then inside, I'm not sure how thick it's going to be. I'm really going to have to think about it. Reenergy has some new solar panels now, and they are quite light, and they're very efficient. So I think we're going to go with those if they are as hard-wearing as the rigid solar panels, okay? But they are extremely light, much lighter than rigid solar panels. So if I can put them on right, then that will give us a lot of energy. Free energy, which is nice, clean energy, renewable energy. So where else were we? So yeah, I want to be able to store something light. You know, I'm thinking of making this rooftop tent as light as possible. It's important that it's as light as possible. It's important that we take the essentials. You know, we're going to be minimalists here, so it's important we get everything right. So that's what we're going to do. So yeah, that's how I'm thinking. Inside the car, we're going to be making some lock boxes, you know, so we can keep some of our more expensive items more secure. So that's what else we're going to do, and that's about it for storage. That's what we're thinking. That's what we're thinking out loud. Does anybody have any thoughts about that? Does anybody think that we should do things perhaps a little differently? Let me know in the comment section below. It'd be really good to hear your opinion on this. So guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm sorry I've gone a little over. I know it was a bit of a rant. I'd like to say thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next... Oh, by the way, it's been some weeks since I've posted. Next time I'm going to be posting a lot more regular, actually. The reason for that is because I tried to up the quality of the video. So I started editing, right, which is crazy. I started editing. I can't do that. I simply cannot do that. I just have too much on my hands with the other channel. So I can't do that. But right now, I really enjoy this format. I love being able to sit down and have a talk about things. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing this, talking, and it's brought that back to me, and it was important to bring that back because, boy, YouTube. Editing those videos are very difficult, and you're not getting a lot back for it. So I'm just happy that to be back online, and I'm going to be posting a lot more regular. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time, take care.